Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to today's reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter number 14, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Krishna. We are going through the chapters of Antilila at the moment. So, chapter 14 of Antilila, let's begin. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langhete girim, yat kripatamam vande Shri Gurum Deen Tarinam. Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hariyam Tatsat. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur gives the following summary of the 14th chapter of the Antilila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Krishna resulted in highly elevated transcendental madness when he was standing near the Garud Stambha and praying to Lord Jagannath. A woman from Orissa put her foot on Lord's shoulder in great eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. Govinda chastised her for this, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised her eagerness. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple of Lord Jagannath, he was absorbed in ecstatic love and saw only Krishna. As soon as he perceived this woman, however, his external consciousness immediately returned. And he saw Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also saw Krishna in dream, and he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. When he could no longer see Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compared himself to a yogi and described how that yogi was seeing Vrindavan. Sometimes all the transcendental ecstatic symptoms were manifest in him. One night, Govinda and Swarup Damodar noticed that although the 3 doors to the Lord's room were closed and locked, the Lord were not present inside. Seeing this, Swarup Damodar and the other devotees went outside and saw the Lord lying unconscious by the gate known as Simhadwar. His body had become unusually long and the joints of his bones were loose. The devotees gradually brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to his senses by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then they took him back to his residence. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mistook Chatak Parvat for Govardhan Parvat as he ran toward it. He became stunned and the 8 ecstatic transformations appeared in his body due to great love for Krishna. At that time, all the devotees chanted the Hare Krishna mantra to pacify him. Text 1. Krishna Vicheda Vibhrantya Manasa Vapusha Dhiya Yadyad Vedatata Gorangas Talleshah Kathayate Dhuna. I shall now recite a very small portion of the activities performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind, intelligence and body when he was bewildered by strong feelings of separation from Krishna. Verse 2. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Swayam Bhagwan, Jai Jai Gaurachandra Bhakta Gana Pran. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the life and soul of his devotees. Verse 3. Jai Jai Nityananda Chaitanya Jivana, Jai Advaita Jai Gaura Priyatama. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very life, and all glories to Advaita Acharya, who is extremely dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is verse 3. Verse number 4. Jai Swarupa Srivasadi Prabhu Bhakta Gana Shakti Deha Kari Yena Chaitanya Varanana. All glories to Swarup Damodar and the devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. Please give me the strength to describe the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 5. Prabhu Vrihon Mad Bhava Bhava Gambhira Pujite Na Pare Keha Yadyapi Haya Dhira. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotion of transcendental madness and separation from Krishna is very deep and mysterious. Even though one is very advanced and learned, he cannot understand it. Verse 6. Bujite na pari yaha varnite ki pari se bujhe varne chaitanya shakti dena yanre. How can one describe unfathomable subject matters? It is possible only if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the capability. Verse 7. Swarup Gosani A Raghunath Das E Duira Kadachate E Leela Prakash. Kadachate is in the notebooks. Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami recorded all these transcendental activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in their notebooks. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental feelings of separation from Krishna and his consequent madness are not at all understandable by a person on the material platform. Nonetheless, a so-called party of devotees named Nadia Nagari has sprung up and introduced the worship of Vishnupriya. This certainly indicates their ignorance concerning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. In the opinion of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, such worship is a product of the imagination. Many other methods of worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have also been introduced, but they have all been rejected by stalwart devotees like Bhakti Vinod Thakur. The groups practicing such unauthorized worship have been listed by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Aula Baula Karta Bhaja Neda Darvesh Sani Sahajiya Sakhi Bheki Smart Jat Gosani Ativadi Chudadhari Gauranga Nagari. Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami witnessed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities firsthand and they recorded them in 2 notebooks. Therefore, without reference to these notebooks, one cannot understand the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone inventing some new method for worshipping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is certainly unable to understand the Lord's pastimes, for he is bereft of the real process of approaching the Lord. Verse 8. Se kale se dui rahena Mahaprabhura pashe ar sab karcha karta rahena dure deshe. In those days, Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas all other commentators lived far away from him. Purport. Besides Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, there were many others who also recorded Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur believes that the people of the world would benefit greatly if such notes were available. It is most unfortunate situation for human society that none of these notebooks are still extant. So this was the purport from verse 8, moving to verse 9. Kshane kshane anubhavi ei dui jana sankshepe bahulye karena karcha granthana. These 2 great personalities, Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, recorded the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's moment by moment. They describe these activities briefly as well as elaborately in their notebooks. Purport. For future reference, we should remember that Swarup Damodar Goswami recorded the pastimes briefly, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami recorded them elaborately. These 2 great personalities simply recorded the facts. They did not create any descriptive literary embellishments. Verse 10. Sarup Sutra Karta Raghunath Vrittikar Tar Bahulya Varni Panji Tika Vyavahar. Swarup Damodar wrote short codes, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami wrote elaborate descriptions. I shall now describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities more elaborately, as if fluffing out compressed cotton. Purport. Panji Tika means other explanations of a subject writing. Such explanations is likened to the process of fluffing out the cotton or expanding the descriptions, explanations. Verse 11. Tate Vishwas Kari Shuna Bhaver Varnan Haive Bhaver Gyan Paiba Premadhana. Please hear faithfully these description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic emotions. Thus you will come to know of his ecstatic love and ultimately you will achieve love of Godhead. Verse 12. Krishna Mathurai Gele Gopir Ye Dasha Haila Krishna Vichede Prabhura Se Dasha Upjila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna, his condition exactly corresponded to the condition of the gopis in Vrindavan after Krishna's departure for Mathura. Verse 13. Uddhava Darshane Yaiche Radhar Vilap Krame Krame Haila Prabhur Se Unmad Vilap. The lamentation of Srimati Radharani when Uddhav visited Vrindavan gradually became a feature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental madness. Verse 14. Radhikar Bhave Prabhura Sada Abhiman Sai Bhave Apnake Haya Radha Gyan. Srimati Radharani's emotions after seeing Uddhav exactly correspond to those of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He always conceived of himself in her position and sometimes thought that he was Srimati Radharani himself. Purport: Srila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur explains that the purport of the word Abhiman or self-conception is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought himself to be in the position of Srimati Radharani and was always ready to render service that way. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, he assumed the complexion and emotions of Srimati Radharani and remained in that status. He never assumed the complexion or status of Lord Krishna. Of course, Krishna wanted to experience the role of Srimati Radharani. That is the original cause of his assuming the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, pure Vaishnavas never disturb Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conception of being Srimati Radharani. Unfortunately, at the present time, a group of so-called devotees maintain that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the enjoyer and that they are enjoyers as well. They have actually deviated from devotional service to the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested himself to show that cultivation of love for Krishna in separation is the easiest way of success for all living entities. Despite this fact, there are some theosophists who declare that because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such cultivation is easy for him but difficult for the living entity, and that one can therefore approach Krishna in any way he likes. To nullify this idea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated practically how one can achieve love of Krishna by adopting Srimati Radharani's mood in separation from Krishna. Verse 15. Divyo namade aiche haya ki iha vismay adhirudha bhave divyo namad pralap haya. Such is the state of transcendental madness. Why is it difficult to understand? When one is highly elevated in love of Krishna, he becomes transcendental mad and talks like a madman. Verse 16. Etasya mohanakhyasya gatim kamapi upiye yusah brahmbha kapi vaichitri divyonamad itiriyate udghurna chitra jalpadayas tad bheda bhavo mattaha. When the ecstatic emotion of enchantment gradually progresses, it becomes similar to bewilderment. When one reaches the state of astonishment, vaichitri, which awakens transcendental madness, udghurna and chitrajalpa are two among the many divisions of transcendental madness. Purport: this is a quotation from Ujjwal Neelamani, Sthai Bhav Prakarana 190. Verse 17. Ek dina Mahaprabhu kariyachena shayana Krishna ras leela kare dekhila swapna. One day while he was resting, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dreamed he saw Krishna performing his rasa dance. Verse 18. Tribhanga sundara deha murli vadana pitambara vanamala madana mohana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Lord Krishna standing with his beautiful body curved in three places, holding his flute to his lips, wearing yellow garments and garlands of forest flowers. He was enchanting even to Cupid. Verse 19. Manadali bandhe gopi gana karena nartana madhye radha saha nache vrajendra nandan. So Manali bandhe is in a circle. The gopis were dancing in a circle, and in the middle of that circle, Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nand, danced with Radharani. Verse 20. Dekhi Prabhu se rase avisht haila vrindavane Krishna painu e jnana kaila. Seeing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with the transcendental mellow of the rasa dance, and he thought, now I am with Krishna in Vrindavan. Verse 21. Prabhur vilamba dekhi govinda jagaila jagile swapna jnana haile prabhur dukhi haila. When Govinda saw that Lord had not yet risen, he awakened him, understanding that he had only been dreaming. The Lord was somewhat unhappy. Verse 22. Deha bhyase nitya kritya kari samapana Kale Yae Kaila Jagannath Darshana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his customary daily duties, and at that usual time he went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Verse 23. Yavat Kal Darshan Karena Garuder Pache Prabhura aage darshan kare lok lakhe lakhe. As he viewed Lord Jagannath from behind the Garuda column, hundreds and thousands of people in front of him were seeing the deities. Verse 24. उड़िया एक स्त्री भीड़े दर्शन ना पाना, गरुड़े चढ़ी देखे प्रभुर स्कंधे पद दिया. Suddenly, a woman from Orissa, unable to see Lord Jagannath because of the crowd, climbed the column of Garud, placing her foot on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shoulder. Verse 25. देखिया गोविंद आस्ते व्यस्ते स्त्री के वर्जिला तारे नमायते प्रभु गोविंदे निषेधिला. When he saw this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, personal secretary Govinda, hastily got her down from the position. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, chastised him for this purpose, because Garud is the carrier of Lord Vishnu. He is the supreme Vaishnav. Therefore, to touch his body with one feet or to climb the column of Garud is certainly a Vaishnav aparad or an offense to a Vaishnav. The woman was also offensive to Krishna by putting her foot on the shoulder of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Seeing all these offenses, Govinda very hastily made her get down. Verse 26. Adi vasaya e strire na kar varjana karuka yatheshta Jagannath darshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Govinda, O Adi vasya, uncivilized man, do not forbid this woman to climb the Garuda Stamba. Let her see Lord Jagannath to her satisfaction. Purport for an explanation of the word Adi Vasya refer to Antalila chapter 10 verse 160. Verse 27. Aste vyeste sei nari bhomete namila, Mahaprabhure dekhi tandra charan bandila. When the woman came to her senses, however, she quickly climbed back down to the ground and, seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately begged at his lotus feet for forgiveness. Tar arti dekhi Prabhu kahite lagila, eta arti Jagannath mor nahi dila. Seeing the woman's eagerness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Lord Jagannath has not bestowed so much eagerness upon me. Purport: the woman was so eager to see Jagannath that she forgot she was offending the feet of Vaishnava by climbing the column of Garuda. She also neglected to consider that by putting her foot on the shoulder of of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, she offended the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She offended the personality of Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are both grievous offenses that displease the Supreme Personality, Supreme Lord of Godhead. These are both grievous offenses, Prabhupada is saying here. She was so eager to see Lord Jagannath, however, that she committed all these offenses obliviously. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised her eagerness. He regretted that Lord Jagannath had not bestowed such great eagerness upon him. Verse 29. Jagannathe avishta ihar tanu mana prane, moras kandhe pad diyache taho nahi jane. She has fully absorbed her body, mind and life in Lord Jagannath. Therefore, she was unaware that she was putting her foot on my shoulder. Verse 30. Aho bhagyavati evandi ihar paye ihar prasade aiche arti amar vahai. Alas, how fortunate this woman is. I prayed at her feet that she favors me with her great eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. Verse 31. Purve ashi yabe kaila Jagannath darshan, Jagannathe dekhe sakshat Brajendra Nandan. Just previously, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been seeing Lord Jagannath as the son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna in person. Verse 22. Swapnera darshana veshe तद्रूप हैला मन, यहाँ तहाँ देखे सर्वत्र मुरली वदन. Becoming fully absorbed in that vision, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had assumed the mood of the gopis. So much so that everywhere he looked, he saw Krishna standing with his flute to his lips. Verse 33, Ebe yadi strire dekhi prabhur bahya haila Jagannath Subhadra Balramer Swarup dekhila. After seeing the woman, the Lord's external consciousness returned, and he saw the original deity forms of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Lord Balram. Verse 34, Kurukshetra dekhi Krishne aiche haila mana kahan Kurukshetra aya Ailan Kahan Vrindavan. When he saw the deities, Lord Chaitanya thought he was seeing Krishna in Kurukshetra. He wondered, have I come to Kurukshetra? Where is Vrindavan? So this was verse 34. Now moving to verse 35. Praptaratna Harana Rana Aiche Vyagra Haila Vishanna Hena Prabhu Nij Vasa Aila. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grew very agitated, like a person who has just lost a recently acquired jewel. Then he became very morose and returned home. Verse 36. Bhumir upar vasi nij nakhe bhumi likhe ashru ganga netre vahe kichui na dekhiya. Bhumi upar means on the ground. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down on the ground and began to mark it with his nails. He was blinded by tears which flowed from his eyes like the Ganges. Verse 17. Pailun Vindavan Nath Punaha Harailun Ke Mor Nileka Krishna Kahan Mui Jane. Nileka Krishna Kahan Mui Ainu. Sorry, not Jane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I found Krishna, the Lord of Vrindavan, but I have lost him again. Who has taken my Krishna? Where have I come? Purport. These are the feelings of Srimati Radharani. First, Lord Chaitanya felt that he had been taken to Vrindavan, where he saw Krishna's rasa dance with the gopis. Then he was brought to Kurukshetra to see Lord Jagannath, his sister Subhadra, and Lord Balram. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lost Vrindavan and Krishna, the master of Vrindavan. At the same time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced Divyonamad, transcendental madness in separation from Krishna. At Kurukshetra, Krishna displays his opulence, whereas Vrindavan, he is in his original form. Krishna never goes even a step. So at Kurukshetra, Krishna displays his opulence, whereas in Vrindavan, he is in his original form. Krishna never goes even a step away from Vrindavan. Therefore, Kurukshetra is less important for gopis than Vrindavan. Although devotees who worship Krishna in opulence, his Vaikuntha aspect, may prefer to see Lord Krishna in Kurukshetra along with Subhadra and Balram, the gopis want to see Krishna in Vrindavan performing the rasa dance with Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed by practical example how one can cultivate the mood of Radharani and the other gopis in separation from Krishna. Devotees absorbed in this mood do not like to see Krishna anywhere else but Vrindavan. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented, I found Krishna in Vrindavan and now I have again lost him and come to Kurukshetra. Unless one is very highly advanced devotee, he cannot understand these intricate feelings. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, however, has tried to explain the Divyanmad as far as possible. He and per duty and unless one is highly advanced devotee, he cannot understand these intricate feelings. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, however, has tried to explain the Divyanmad as far as possible, and it is our duty simply to appreciate it as far as possible. Therefore, the author has made the following request in verse 11. Tate Vishwas Kari Shuna Bhaver Varnan Haibe Bhaver Jnana Paiba Premadhana. My dear readers, simply try to hear this description with faith and love. That will help you to understand transcendental ecstasy, and at last you will achieve love of Godhead very easily. Verse 38, Swapnaveshe preme prabhur gara gara mana bahya haile haya yena haraila dhana. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dreamed of the rasa dance, he was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss, but when his dream broke, he thought he had lost a precious jewel. Verse 39, Unmattera praya prabhu karena gana nitya dehera swabhave karena snana bhojan kritya. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant and dance, always absorbed in the bliss of transcendental madness. He carried out the necessities of the body, such as eating and bathing, merely out of habit. Verse 40. Ratri Haile Swarupa Ramananda Rai Apan Maner Bhava Kahe Ughadiya. Translation: At night, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would reveal to Swarup Damodar and Ramchandra Rai the ecstatic feeling of his mind. Verse 41. Prapta Pranasta Achyuta Vitt Atma Yayau Vishadojhita Geha Deha Geha Grihita Kapalika Dharmako Me Vrindavan Sendriya Shishya Vrindaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is verse 41, At first my mind somehow achieved the pleasure of Krishna, but it again lost him. Therefore I gave up my body and home because of lamentation and accepted the religious principle of a Kapalika yogi. Then my mind went to Vrindavan, and with these principles and senses, my mind went to Vrindavan with its disciples, my senses. Purport: this verse is clearly metaphorical. Verse number 42, Praptaratna Harana Tara Gunas Sanariya Mahaprabhu Santapure Vival Rai Swaruper Kanthadhari Kahe Haha Hari Hari Dhariya Gela Haila Chapala. Having lost his acquired gem, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed in lamentation by remembering his position. Then, grasping the necks of Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami, he cried, Alas, where is my Lord Hari? Where is Hari? Finally, he became restless and lost all patience. Verse 43, Shuna Bandhava Krishnera Madhuri Yar Lobhare My dear friend, he said, please hear of Krishna's meeting. Meets his sweetness of Lord Krishna. Because of great desire for that sweetness, my mind has given up all social and Vedic religious principles and then taken to the promotion of begging. So mind has given up all social and Vedic religious principles and has taken to the profession of begging, personally and otherwise. Verse number 14, Krishna Leela Mandala Shuddha Shankha Kundala Okay. My mind has given up the social Vedic religious principles and taken to the profession of begging, exactly like mystic yogis. Verse 44 we read again. Krishna Leela Mandala Shuddha Shankha Kundala Gadiyache Sukha Kanikara Kara Sai Kundala Kane Pari Krishna Lot Thali Dhari Ash Juri Kandhera Upar. Shukdev Goswami, sorry, I started to read the word to word meaning. Now I'll move to the translation. The ring of Krishna's Rasa Leela, manufactured by Shukdev Goswami, the most auspicious craftsman, is a pure and as an earring made from conch shell. The yogi of a mind is wearing that earring upon his ear. From the ground he has carved out my bowl by aspirations, and he has taken the bag of my expectations on his shoulder. Verse 45. Chinta kantha udhi gaye dhuli vibhuti malin gaye haha Krishna pralap uttara udveg dwadash hate lobher jhulne mathe Viksha Bhave Krishna. Haha Krishna Pralap Uttara Udveg Dwadash Hate Lobher Jhulani Mathe Viksha Swabhave Kshin Kalevar. The yogi of mind wears the torn quilt of anxiety on his dirty body, which is covered with dust and ashes. His only words are, Alas Krishna. He wears 12 bangles of distress on his wrist and a turban of greed on his head because he has not eaten anything. He is very thin. Verse 46. Vyasa Shukadi Yogi Kana Krishna Atma Niranjana Vraje Tanra Yata Leelagana Bhagvatadi Shastra Gane Karyache Varnane Se Tarja Pade Anukshana. The great yogi of a mind always studies the poetry and discussions of Lord Krishna's Vrindavan pastime. In the Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, great saintly yogis like Vyasadeva and Shukadev Goswami have described Lord Krishna as a super soul beyond all material contamination. The great yogi of a mind always studies the poetry and discussions of Lord Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. In the Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, great saintly yogis like Vyasadeva and Shukadev Goswami have described Lord Krishna as a super soul beyond all material contamination. So, yogis like Vyasadeva and Shukdev Goswami have described Lord Krishna as a super soul beyond all material contamination. Verse 47. Dashendriya Shishyakari Mahabaula Namdhari Shishya Lena Karila Gaman Mor Dehasva Sadan Vishay Bhoga Mahadhana Sabachari Kier. Where was I? Yeah. Sabachari Gela Vrindavan. The mystic yogi of a mind has assumed the name Mahabaula and made disciples of my 10 senses. Thus my mind has gone to Vrindavan, leaving aside the home of my body and the great treasure of the material enjoyment. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compares his mind to a mystic yogis known as Baula. Where was I? Yes, of one of the mystic yogis known as Baula, who makes at least 10 disciples. Verse 48. Vrindavane praja gana yata sthava jangama vriksha lata grihastha. Thus my mind has gone to Vrindavan, leaving aside the home of body and great treasure of material enjoyment. Verse 48. So the purport we have read already. Mahaprabhu is saying that is comparing his mind to one of the mystic yogis known as Baula, who make at least 10 disciples. Verse 48, Vrindavane Praja Ganayata Sthavar Jangama Vrikshalata Grihastha Ashrame Tar Ghare Viksha Vikshatana Phalamula Patrashana Evriti Kare Shishya Sane. In Vrindavan, he goes from door to door begging alms with his disciples. He begs from both the moving and the inert inhabitants, the citizens, the trees, and the creepers. In this way, he lives on fruits, roots, and leaves. Verse number 51. Krishna Guna Roop Rasa Gandha Shabda Parasha Se Shuddha Aswade Gopi Gan. The gopis of let me read this verse again. Krishna Guna Rupa Rasa Gandha Shabda Parasha Se Sudha Aswade Gopi Ganata Sabar Grasa Shesha Ani Panchendriya Shishye Se Bhiksha Rakhena Jivana. The gopis of Rajbhumi always taste the nectar of Krishna's attributes, his beauty, his sweetness, his aroma, the sound of his flute, and touch of his body. My mind has 5 disciples. The sense gratification they gathered more than gather the remnants of the nectar from gopis and bring them to yogi. His flute and touch of his body, my mind, 5 disciples, the sense of perception gather the remnants of the nectar from gopis and bring them to the yogi of my mind. The senses maintain their lives by eating those remnants. Verse 50. Shunya kunja mandapa kone yoga भ्यास कृष्णे ध्याने तहां रहे लेना शिष्य गण कृष्ण आत्मनिरंजन साक्षात देखिते मन ध्याने रात्रि करे जागरण. This is verse 50. There is a solitary garden where Krishna enjoys his pastimes. And in one corner of a pavilion in that garden, the yogi of a mind, along with his disciples, practices mystic yoga. Wanting to see Krishna directly, this yogi remains awake throughout the night, meditating on Krishna, who is the super soul, uncontaminated by the 3 modes of nature. Verse 51. Mana Krishna Viyogi Dukhe Mana Haila Yogi Se Viyoge Dasha Haya Se Dashaya Vyakul Hena Mana Gela Palana Shunya Mora Sharir Alay. When my mind lost the association of Krishna and could no longer see him, he became depressed and took up the mystic yoga. In the void of separation from Krishna, he experienced 10 transcendental transformations. Agitated by these transformations, my mind fled, leaving my body, his place of residence, empty. Thus I am completely in trance. This is verse 51. Now, purport of this verse. In this verse, the outward activities of the Kapalika mendicants have been described, but not their actual life. The Kapalika mendicants are tantric materialists who carry skulls in their hands. They are not Vaishnavas and have nothing to do with spiritual life. Therefore, they are untouchable. Only an outward comparison has been made between the mind and their activities, but their behavior should never be imitated. Verse 52. Krishnera viyoge gopira dasha haya se dasha haya prabhur uday. When the gopis felt separation from Krishna, they experienced 10 kinds of bodily transformations. These same symptoms appeared on the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 53. Chintatra Jagaro Dvegau Tanvam Malinangata Pralapo Vyadhir Unmado Moho Mrityur Dasha. The 10 bodily transformations resulting from separation from Krishna are anxiety, wakefulness, mental agitation, thinness, uncleanliness, talking like madmen, disease, madness, illusion, and death. Purport. This verse is a part of a description of Srimati Radharani's different traits from Ujjwal Neelamani by Srila Rupa Goswami. In this book, he elaborately explains the 10 symptoms as follows. Chinta, as stated in the Hamsaduta, Yada Yato Gopi Hridaye Madano Nanda Sadanan Mukundo Gandhinyas Tanayam Anurandhan Madhupurim Tada Manashik Chinta Sariti Ghana Gurna Parichayer Agadhayam Vadhamaya Payasi Radha Virahani. At the request of Akrur, Krishna and Balram left the house of Nand Maharaj for Mathura. At that time, Srimati Radharani's mind was disrupted and she became almost mad because of extreme separation from Krishna. She experienced great mental pain and agitation, which caused her to drown in mental speculation in the river of anxiety. She thought, now I'm going to die, and when I die, Krishna will surely come back to see me again. But when he hears of my death from the people of Vrindavan, he will certainly be very unhappy. Therefore, I shall not die. This is the explanation of the word Chinta. Jagara, as stated in Padyavali, Yaha Pashyanti Priyam Swapne Dhanyastaha Sakhi Yoshitaha Asmakam Tu Gate Krishne Gata Nidrapi Vairini. Thinking herself very unfortunate, Srimati Radharani addressed her very dear friend Vishakha. My dear friend, if I could see Krishna in my dreams, I would certainly be glorified for my great fortune. But what can I do? Sleep also plays mischievously with me. Indeed, it has become my enemy. Therefore, I have not slept since the departure of Krishna. Udveg, this word is also explained in the Hamsadut as follows. Mano me ha kashtam jwalati kim aham hanta karavai na param na varam sumukhi kalayam yasya jaladhe iyam vande murudhana sapadi tam upayam kathaya me param rishaye yasmad dhriti kanikayapi kshani kaya. Srimati Radharani addressed Lalita, my dear beautiful face Lalita, I cannot express how my heart is burning. It is great unfathomable ocean of anxiety. Still I wish to offer my obeisances at your lotus feet. What shall I do? Please consider my condition and advise me how I can become peaceful. That is my desire. Tanava is described as follows. Udnachad Vaktram Bhuruha Vikritir Antah Kulashishita Sada Bahara Bhava Glapita Kuchakoka Yadupate Vishushyanti Radha Tava Viraha Tapad Anudinam Nidaghe Kuli Eva Karshima Paripakam Prathayati. When Uddhav returned to Mathura after visiting Vrindavan, Lord Krishna inquired from him about Radharani and Vishakha. Uddhav replied as follows. Consider the condition of the gopis. Srimati Radharani especially is in very painful condition because of separation from you. She has grown skinny, her body luster is almost gone, her heart is immersed in pain, and because she has given up eating, her body has become black as if diseased. Because of separation from you, all the gopis, especially Radharani, appear like dried up water holes under the scorching heat of sun. Malina Angata is described as follows. Hima Visara Vishirnam Bhoja Tulyana Shrih Khara Marud Aparajayad Bandhu Jivo Pamoshti Mushti or Moshti Akahara Sharad Arkota Pitendi Varakshi Tava Viraha Vipati Mlapitasid Vishakha. Uddhav said to Krishna, O my most auspicious Krishna, please hear me. The tribulation caused by your absence has made Vishakha languid. Her lips tremble like trees in strong wind. Her beautiful face is like lotus flower that has withered under the snow, and her eyes are like lotus petals scorched by the heat of the autumn sun. Pralap is explained in Lalit Madhav as follows: Kwananda Kula Chandramaha Kwashikhi Chandra Kalankritihi Kwamanda Murali Ravah Kwanu Surendra Neela Dutihi Kwarasa Rasa Tandavi Kwasakhi Jiva Rakshaushudhir Nidhira Mama Suritamaha Kwatav Hanta Hadhik Vidhi. This is Srimati Radharani's lamentation for her beloved Krishna, who was away from home. A woman whose husband has left home, has gone to foreign land, is called Proshita Bhartrika, lamenting for Krishna in the same way as such a woman laments for her husband. Srimati Radharani said, My dear friend, where is the glory of the family of Maharaj Nanda, who wears a half-moon ornament on his head? Where is Krishna, whose hue is like that of Indraneel jewel and who plays so nicely on his flute? Where is your friend, the best of all men, so expectant dancing in the circle of the Rasa dance? Where is he who is real medicine to save me from dying of heart disease? I must condemn Providence, for he has caused me so many tribulations by separating me from Krishna. Vyadhi is also described in Lalit Madhav. Uttapi Putta Pakato Api Garal Gramad Api Kshobhano Dambholer api dushah katur alam rin magna shulyad api tivrah praudh vishu chikani chayato api uchair mamayam bali marmani adya bhinnati gokul pater vishlesh janma jwarah. Being greatly afflicted by the pain of separation from Krishna, Srimati Radharani said, My dear Lalita, kindly hear me. I cannot bear suffering the fever of separation from Krishna, nor can I explain it to you. It is something like gold melting in an earthen box. This fever produces more distress than poison, and it is more piercing than a thunderbolt. I suffer exactly like someone almost dead from cholera. To be giving me so much pain, this fever must be very strong indeed. Unmad is explained as follows: Brahmati Bhavana Garbhe Nirnimittam Hasanti Prathayati Tava Vartam Chetana Chetaneshu Luthati Chabhuvi Radha Kampitangi Murare Visham Viraha Kedodgari Vibranta Chitta. Uddhav said to Krishna, My dear Krishna, all the gopis are so afflicted by your absence that they have become almost mad. O Murari, at home of Srimati Radharani's, laughs unnecessarily and like a mad woman inquires about you from every entity without distinction, even from the stones. She rolls on the ground, unable to bear the agony of your absence. Moha is explained as follows: Nirundhe Dainyabdhim Harati Guru Chinta Paribhavam Vilumpati Unmadam Sthagayati Balad Bashpa Laharim Idanim Kams Sare Kuvalya Drishaha Kevalam Idam Vidhate Sachi Vayam Tava Viraha Murcha Sahachari. Lalita wrote Krishna the following letter on Srimati Radharani's behalf: My dear Krishna, separation from you has greatly agitated Srimati Radharani's mind, and she has fallen unconscious on the ground. O enemy of Kamsa, you have now become a first-class politician, and therefore you can supposedly give relief to everyone. Therefore, please consider the plight of Srimati Radharani, or very soon you will hear of her death. Maybe at that time you will lament, although now you are jubilant. Mrityu is explained in the Hamsduta. Ay rasa krida rasika mama sakhyam navanava pura baddha yena pranay lahari hanta gahana Sachen mukta apekashash shas tvam asi dhig imam tulash kalam yad etasya nasa nihitam idam adyapi chalati. In the following letter, Lalita chastised Krishna for staying in Mathura. Simply by dancing in the circle of the Rasa dance, you attracted Srimati Radharani's love. Why are you now so indifferent to my dear friend Radharani? She is lying nearly unconscious, thinking of your pastime. I shall determine whether she is alive by putting a cotton swab under her nostril, and if she is still alive, I shall chastise her. Verse 54. E dasha दशाए प्रभु व्याकुल रात्रि दिने कभू कोन दशा उठे स्थिर nahi mane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed night and day by these 10 ecstatic conditions. Whenever such symptoms arose, his mind became unsteady. Moving on to verse 55. Eta kahi Mahaprabhu maun karila Ramanand Rai shlok padite lagila. After speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell silent. Then Ramananda Rai began to recite various verses. Verse 56. Swarup Gosani kare Krishna Leela gan tui jane kichu kaila Prabhur Bahya Gyan. Ramananda Rai recited verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, and Swarup Damodar Goswami sang of Krishna's pastime. In this way, they brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to external consciousness. Verse 57. Emata ardharatri kaila niryapana bhitar prakoshthe prabhure karaila shayan. After half the night had passed in this way, Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lie down on his bed in the inner room. Verse 58. Ramananda Rai tabe gela nij ghare Swarup Govinda dunhe shuilena dware. Then Ramananda Rai returned home, and Swarup Damodar Goswami along with Govinda lay down in front of the door to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. Verse 59. Sabratri Mahaprabhu kare jagran Ucha Kari Kahe Krishna Nam Sankirtan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained awake throughout the entire night, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra very loudly. Verse 60. Shabdana Pana Swarup Kapata Kaila Dure Teen Dware Deoya Ache Prabhu Nahi Ghare. After some time, Swarup Damodar could no longer hear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing. When he entered the room, he found the 3 doors locked, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone. Verse 61. Chintita haila sabe prabhure na dekhiya. Prabhu chahi bule sabe duty jwaliya. All the devotees were very anxious when they saw that the Lord was not in his room. They wandered about searching for him with a warning lamp. Verse 62. Simmadware उत्तर दिशाएं आचे एक थानी तार मध्य पड़ी आचे न Chaitanya Gosani. After searching for some time, they came upon Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lying in a corner by the northern side of the Simhadwar gate. Verse 63. Dekhi Swarup Gosani Adi Anandita Haila Prabhur Dasha Dekhi Punah Chintite Lagila. At first, they were overjoyed to see him, but when they saw his condition, all the devotees headed by Swarup Damodar Goswami were very anxious. Verse 64. Prabhu padi achena dirgha hat panch chaya achetana deha nasaya shwasa nahi vaya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lying unconscious, and his body had become elongated to 5 or 6 cubits, 8 or 9 feet. There was no breath from his nostrils. Verse 65 and 66. Ek hastapad dirgha teen haat asthi granthi bhinna charma ache matratat hastapad griv kati asthi sandhi yata ek vitasti bhinna hanache tata. Each of his arms and legs had become 3 cubits long. Only skin connected the separated joints. The Lord's body temperature, indicating life, was very low. All the joints in his arms, legs, neck, and waist were separated by at least 6 inches. Verse 67. Charma matra upare sandhi ache dirghena dukhita haila sabe prabhure dekhiya. It appeared that only skin covered his elongated joints. Seeing the Lord's condition, all the devotees were very unhappy. Verse 68. Mukhe lala Fena Prabhura Uttana Nayana Dekhiya Sakal Bhaktera Deha Chade Prana. Lala is saliva in Bengali. They almost died, like we say lar in Hindi. They almost died when they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mouth full of saliva and foam and his eyes turned upward. Verse 69. Swarup Gosani tabe uch kariya prabhure kane Krishna naam kahe bhakt gana lena. When they saw this, Swarup Damodar Goswami and other devotees began to chant the holy name of Krishna very loudly into Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ear. Verse 70, Bahu Kshane Krishna Naam Hridaye Pashila Hari Bol Bali Prabhu Garjiya Utila. After they chanted in this way for a long time, the holy name of Krishna entered the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he suddenly arose with a loud shout of Hari Bol. Verse 71, Chaitana Paite Asthi Sandhi Lagila Purva Pray Yathavat Sharira Haila. As soon as the Lord returned to external consciousness, all his joints contracted and his entire body returned to normal. Verse 72, A Leela Mahaprabhura Raghunath Das Gaurangastva Kalpa Vrikshe Kariyache Prakash. Raghunath Das Goswami has described these pastimes elaborately in his book Gauranga Stva Kalpa Vriksha. Verse 73, Kwachin Mishra Vase Vrajapati Sutas Yuro Virahat Shlathach Shri Sandhi Twad Dadhad Adhik Dairghyam Bhuj Padoh Luthan Bhumau Kakva Vikal Vikalam Gadgad Vacha Rudan Shri Gaurango Hridaya Udayan Mam Madhyati. Sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to the house of Kashi Mishra where he would be greatly aggrieved, feeling separation from Krishna. The joints of his transcendental body would slacken and his arms and legs would become elongated. Rolling on the ground, the Lord would cry out in distress in a faltering voice and weep very sorrowfully. The appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awakening in my heart maddens me. Verse 74, Sim dware dekhi prabhura vismay haila kanha karki e swarupe puchila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very astonished to find himself in front of the Simhadwar. He asked Swarup Damodar Goswami, Where am I? What am I doing here? Verse 75, Swarup kahe Utha Prabhu chala nij ghare tathai tomare sab karimu gochare. Swarup Damodar said, My dear Lord, please get up, let us go to your place. There I shall tell you everything that has happened. Verse 76, Etabali Prabhure Dhari Ghare Lena Gela Tanhar Avastha Sab Kahite Lagila. Thus all the devotees carried Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to his residence. Then they all described to him what had happened. That was verse 76. Verse 77, Shri Mahaprabhu Bada Haila Chamatkar Prabhu Kahe Kichu Smriti Nahika Amar. Hearing this description of his condition by lying near the Simhadwar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very astonished. He said, I do not remember any of these. Verse 78, Sabe dekhi haya mora Krishna Vidyaman Vidyut Praya Dekha Deya Haya Antardhan. I can only remember that I saw my Krishna, but only for an instant. He appeared before me and then like lightning immediately disappeared. Verse 79, Hena Kale Jagannathera Pani Shankh Bajila Snan Kari Mahaprabhu Darshane Gela. Just then everyone heard the blowing of the conch shell at Jagannath temple. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately took his bath and went to see Lord Jagannath. Verse 80, Eita kahirun prabhura adbhut vikara yahar shravane loke lage chamatkar. The Sahabics described the uncommon transformation of the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When people hear about this, they are very astonished. Verse 81, Loke nahi dekhi aiche shastre nahi shuni hena bhava vyakta kare nyasi chudamani. No one has witnessed such bodily changes elsewhere, nor has anyone read about them in any revealed scriptures. Yet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the supreme sannyasi, exhibited these ecstatic symptoms. Verse 82, Shastra lokatit ye bhavahaya itara lokera tate nahaya nishchaya. These ecstasies are not described in the Shastras and they are inconceivable to common men. Therefore, people in general do not believe in them. This was verse 82. Verse 83, Raghunath Dasyera Sada Prabhu Sange Sthiti Tandra Mukhe Shuni Likhi Kariya Pratiti. Raghunath Das Goswami lived continuously with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am simply recording whatever I have heard from him. Although common men do not Believe in these pastimes, I believe in them totally. Verse 84, एक दिन महाप्रभु समुद्र याइते चातका पर्वत देखी लेना अचंभिते. One day Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through the sea to bathe. He suddenly saw a sand dune named Chatak Parvat. Verse 85, Govardhan Shail Gyane Avishta Haila Parvat Dishate Prabhu Dhana Chalila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mistook the sand dune for Govardhan hill and ran toward it. Verse 86, Hantayam Adrir Abala Haridas Varayo Yad Ram Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodah Manam Tanoti Sah Go Ganayos Tayoryat Paniya Suya Vasa Kandar Kand Mulai. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best, O my friend. Friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balram as well as their cows and cowherd friends with all kinds of necessities, water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers and vegetables. In this way, the hill offers respect to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balram, Govardhan hill appears very jubilant. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.18. This is the purport of this verse. It was spoken by gopis when Lord Krishna and Balram entered the forest in the autumn. The gopis spoke among themselves and glorified Krishna and Balram for their pastimes. Verse 87. Shloka padi prabhu chalena vayu vege govinda dhaila pache nahi paya lage. Reciting this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ran toward the sand dune as fast as the wind. Govind ran after him, but he could not approach him. Verse 88, Pulkar padila maha kolahal haila ye yahan shila se uthiya dhaila. First one devotee shouted loudly and then a tumultuous uproar arose as all the devotees stood up and began to run after the Lord. Verse 89, Swarup Jagdananda Pandit Gadadhar Ramai Nandai Ad Pandit Shankar, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Jagdananda Pandit, Gadadhar Pandit, Ramai Nandai and Shankar Pandit are some of the devotees who ran after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 90, Puri Bharati Gosani Aila Sindhu Tire Bhagwan Acharya Khanja Chalila Dhire Dhire. Parmanand Puri and Brahmananda Bharati also went toward the beach, and Bhagwan Acharya who was lame followed them very slowly. Verse 91, Prathame Chalila Prabhu Yena Vayu Gati Stambha Bhav Pathe Haila Chalite Nahi Shakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running with the speed of the wind, but he suddenly became stunned in ecstasy and lost all strength to proceed further. Verse 92, Prati Roma Kupe Mamasa Vraner Akar Tar Upare Romodgama Kadamba Prakar. The flesh at each of his pores erupted like pimples, and his hair standing on end appeared like kadam flowers. This is verse 92. Verse 93, Prati Rome Prasveda Pade Rudhirera Dhar Kanthe Ghar Ghar Nahi Varnera Uchar. Blood and perspiration flowed incessantly from every pore of his body, and he could not speak a word but simply produced a gargling sound within his throat. Verse 94, Dui netre bhari ashru vahai apar samudre milila yena ganga yamuna dhar. The Lord's eyes filled up and overflowed with unlimited tears like the Ganges and Yamuna meeting in the sea. Verse 95, Vevarne Shankha Praya Shvet Haila Ang Tabe Kamp Ute Yena Samudre Tarang. His entire body faded to the color of a white conch shell, and he began to quiver like the waves in the ocean. Verse 96, Kampite Kampite Prabhu Bhumete Padila Tabe Ta Govinda Prabhura Nikate Aila. While quivering in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down on the ground. Then Govinda approached him. Verse 97, Karangera Jale Kare Sarvanga Sinchana Bhairvas Lena Kare Ang Samvijana. Govinda sprinkled water from a Karanga water pot all over the Lord's body, and then taking his own outer garment, he began to fan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is verse 97. Verse 98. Swarupadi Gana Tahan Asiya Milila Prabhur Avastha Dekhi Kandite Lagila. When Swarup Damodar and other devotees reached the spot and saw the condition of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they began to cry. Verse 99. Prabhur Ange Dekhe Ashta Satvik Vikar Ascharya Satvik Dekhi Haila Chamatkar. This is verse 99. All 8 kinds of transcendental transformations were visible in the Lord's body. All the devotees were struck with wonder to see such a sight. The 8 ecstatic symptoms are the state of being stunned, perspiration, standing of the hairs on one end, faltering of the voice, trembling, fading of the body's color, tears, and devastation. Verse 100. Uccha Sankirtan Kare Prabhura Shravane Sheetal Jale Kare Prabhura Anga Samarchane. The devotees loudly chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra near Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and washed his body with cold water. Verse 101. E mata bahu bar kirtan karite Hari bol bali Prabhu Utthe Achambite. After the devotees had been chanting for a long time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly stood up shouting Hari Bol. This is verse 101. Moving to verse 102. Sanande Sakala Vaishnava Bale Hari Hari Uthila Mangal Dhvani Chatur Dik Bari. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up, all the Vaishnavas loudly chanted Hari Hari in great jubilation. The auspicious sound filled the air in all directions. Verse 103. Uthi Mahaprabhu Vismita Iti Uti Chai Ye Dekite Chai Taha Dekite Na Pai. Astonished, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up and began looking here and there, trying to see something, but he could not catch sight of it. Verse 104. Vaishnav Dekhiya Prabhura Ardha Bahya Aila Swarup Gosanire Kichu Kahite Lagila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw all the Vaishnavas, he returned to partial external consciousness and spoke to Swarup Damodar. This is verse 104. Moving to verse 105. Govardhan haite mor ke ihan alila pana krishnera lila dekhite na paila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who has brought me here from Govardhan Hill? I was seeing Lord Krishna's pastimes, but now I cannot see them. Verse 106. Iha haite aji mui genu Govardhane dekhon yadi Krishna karen godhan charane. Today I went from here to Govardhan Hill to find out if Krishna was tending his cows. Verse 107. Govardhane chadi Krishna bajaila venu Govardhaner chaudike chare sabdhenu. I saw Lord Krishna climbing Govardhan Hill and playing his flute, surrounded on all sides by the grazing cows. Verse 108. Venu nadashuni Aila Radha Thakurani Sab Sakhi Gana Sange Kariya Sajani. Hearing the vibrations of Krishna's flute, Srimati Radharani and all her gopi friends came here to meet him. They were all very nicely dressed. Verse 109. Radha Elena Krishna Praveshila Kandarate Sakhi Gana Kahe Mor Phul Uthaite. When Krishna and Srimati Radharani entered the cave together, the other gopis asked me to pick the some flowers. Verse 110. Hena kale tumi sab kolahal kaila tahan haite dhari more ihan lena aila. Just then all of you made a tumultuous sound and carried me from there to this place. Verse 111. Keneva anila more vritha dukhadite pana krishnera lila na paino dekhite. Why have you brought me here, causing me unnecessary pain? I have had a chance to see Krishna's pastime, but I cannot see them now. That was verse 111. Moving to verse 112 now. Eta bali Mahaprabhu karena kandan tandra dasha dekhi Vaishnav karena rodhan. Saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to cry. When all the Vaishnavas saw the Lord's condition, they also wept. Verse 113. Hena kale aila puri bharati dui jana dunhe dekhi Mahaprabhura haila sambrama. At that time, Paramanand Puri and Brahmanand Bharati arrived. Seeing them, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became somewhat respectful. Verse 114. Nipat bahya haile Prabhu dunhare vandila Mahaprabhure dui jana prema langina kaila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to complete external consciousness and immediately offered praise to them. Then these two elderly gentlemen both embraced the Lord with loving affection. Verse 115, Prabhu kahe, dunhe kene aile eta dure, Puri Goswami kahe tomar nritya dekhi bare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Puri Goswami and Brahmanand Bharati, "Why have you come so far?" Puri Goswami replied, "Just to see you dancing, to see your dancing." Verse 116, Lajita Haila Prabhu Purir Vachane Samudra Ghat Aila Sab Vaishnava Sane. When he heard this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was somewhat ashamed. This is verse 116. Then he went to bathe in the sea with all the Vaishnavas. Verse 117, Snan Kari Mahaprabhu Gharete Aila Sabha Lena Mahaprasad Bhojan Karila. After bathing in the sea, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his residence with all the devotees. Then they all lunched on the remnants of food offered to Lord Jagannath. Verse 118, Eta Kahilun Prabhura Divyo Namada Bhava Brahmao Kahite Nare Yahar Prabhav. The Sahib described the transcendental ecstatic emotions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even Lord Brahma cannot describe their influences. Was verse 118. Now verse 119. Chatak Giri Gaman Leela Raghunath Das Gauranga Stva Kalpa Vrikshe Kariyachena Prakash. In this book, Gauranga Sattva Kalpa Vriksha, Raghunath Das Goswami has very vividly described Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes of running toward the Chatak Parvat and dune. Verse 120. Samipane Niladresha Chatak Giri Rajasya Kalanad Ay Goshte Govardhana Giri Patim Lokitum Itaha Brajan Asmiti Uktva Pramada Eva Dhavan Avdhrito Ganesh Swair Gorango Hridaya Udayan Mam Madhyati. Near Jagannathpuri was a great sand dune known as Chatak Parvat. Seeing that hill, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, I shall go to the land of Vraja to see Govardhan." Then he began running madly toward it, and all the Vaishnavas ran after him. This scene awakens in my heart and maddens me. This was verse 120. Verse 121. Sorry, the purport of the earlier verses. This verse is quoted from the Gauranga Stva Kalpavriksha. Verse 8. Verse number 121. Sorry. Eve Prabhu Yata Kaila Alaukik Leela Ke Varnite Pare Se Mahaprabhura Khela. Who can properly describe all the uncommon pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? They are all simply his play. Verse 122. Sankshepe Kahiya Kari Dik Darshana Ye Iha Shune Paye Krishnera Charan. I have briefly described them just to give an indication of his transcendental pastimes. Nevertheless, anyone who hears this will certainly attain the shelter of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. This is verse 122. Now moving to verse 123. Shri Rupa Raghunath Pade Yara Ash Chaitanya Charitamrit Kahe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring the mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose to the Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit Antilila 14th chapter, describing Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental ecstatic emotions and his mistaking Chatak Parvat for Govardhan Hill. We will begin verse 15 next time. Thank you for joining. Harim Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.